doesn't deserve a response. You know, you're talking about somebody who was a failed footballer. You know, he tried to play football, wasn't good enough, didn't want it enough. His dad was the same, never made an appearance. He hates footballers, in my opinion. He doesn't like, maybe that's because he got his pants pulled down when he was chairman of Palace. Clearly doesn't know an awful lot about the game. You know, I don't want to judge him personally, but there's lots of things going on in his personal life that he should be very, very wary of. And if I meet him face to face, we can discuss that. But look, he's not a football man who has a football opinion. He's somebody who, you know, one story sums him up. I remember being in Marbella, I think it was, when I was 22, and I'd gone to the toilet and came out the cubicle, and I could just hear two people talking shop, absolute nonsense, figures about how they had this and how they had that. And when I walked out, two pair of bleach blonde hairs were standing in the toilet, and it was Simon Jordan and Robbie Savage, and it was just like embarrassing for the pair of them. And at that point, you know, you just have to take... I mean, I'm surprised you have him on your show. Look, the guy got very, very fortunate, invested in a friend's mobile phone business, which ultimately ended up, you know, you'll have to ask the Crystal Palace fans, was he any good as a chairman? Because I don't know the club that well at the time. But the fact that he's not in football really now, the fact that he's trying to go with people like me on social media to raise his profile, the fact that he's trying to do many, many other things outside of football. I think, look, he's an intelligent guy. I think he really resents footballers because we earn the money we earn, and he thinks we're all thick. You know, he keeps talking about how well we talk. He thinks it's an insult to call me a bang average Premier League player. Well, firstly, he doesn't know how difficult it is to make it as a footballer because he's never made it. And secondly, to play in the Premier League for as long as I've played in the Premier League. To call me a bang average Premier League player, I mean, that's a massive compliment. A lot of people out there would take being a bang average Premier League player. So yeah, I'm surprised you've given the time of day, but I understand the need for being mischievous and you just want reaction and so on and so forth.
Well, we put Simon's rant against
Well, listen,
you.
Simon's welcome. Lads here have got my number. If you ever want to meet me and come and have a coffee and we'll discuss things and do a face-to-face, no problem, he knows where I am.
I want you to tell everyone, today illustrated everything that's great about Everton. Skill, passion, never say die spirit. Unsworth embodies those values as well. We're going to take as long as we need to decide on the right manager to take our great football club forward. So we're reviewing a short list of candidates. Unsworth is on that list.
Right, okay.
So basically he's on the list. I can tell you, Mashiri mentioned
Unsworth's got no chance.
Two or three. Well, you've got a personal thing with
no
Unsworth
chance.
there.
He hasn't, Jim. He's got no chance.
And
Seriously, he's got no chance. If Mashiri's serious about where Everton want to go, the ambition, the big stadium, Everton have got to go out and, you know, David gets a result yesterday, so credit to him for that. I mean, was the plan to go 2-0 down and then come back in incredible fashion? Probably not. Makes changes, credit to him for that. He was bold enough to make the changes, gets a little bit of a rub, cleverly missing the penalty, so on and so forth. But if Everton are serious about breaking into, because of their ambition at the start of the season with the money to spend in Jim and Mashiri and Uzmanov and Bill's plans to progress the club forward, they have to be finishing top 8 this season minimum would be a good season. Yeah. Outside of that's a bad season, and then after that, building to potentially break into the Champions League.
The international break comes along at a very good time, Joey.
What about West Ham?
So Jim, they need a big manager. They do need a big profile manager. Yeah. And unfortunately, until David goes and gets a lot of experience, this, as I say, it's not impersonal.
Maybe Bill wants some, Joey. That's a problem.
Well, hey, look, maybe that's the case.
Maybe. What about West Ham? Do they make a change today?
On Everton, very briefly, I think if I was to guess on this, they're going to go high profile. They'll go high profile.
Of course they are.
They will. I think the fans will demand it.
The day in bed, very happy I did. Yes, I spent the day in bed. As the workers stay enslaved, I spent